Well, good afternoon and welcome to our very special, extraordinary broadcast. I'm Carol Singer.
And I'm Chris P. Bacon. Yes, welcome. Here we are this afternoon to answer a very important question. Has 2020 been a year of good news or bad news?
We'll be hearing from a number of our reporters who have been out and about investigating extraordinary stories to bring you the answer.
It's definitely been a bad year, Carol. Many things people would call bad have happened in 2020. There have been earthquakes, volcanoes, locust swarms, wildfires, riots, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have left the royal family. Oh, and a global pandemic called coronavirus swept across the globe, causing tragedy and disruption.
But on the other hand, Chris, there has been some extraordinary good news stories. A baby gorilla was born at Bristol Zoo, and scientists in Norway found out that if they paint wind turbine blades, if they paint them black, then birds don't crash into them and die. And this is truly extraordinary. In Italy, a man called Giuseppe Paterno has become Italy's oldest university graduate after being awarded a degree in philosophy from the University of Palermo in Sicily. He was 96.
That sounds like you've had to look hard to find good news, Carol. Well, let's hear what some of our viewers have had to say.
Some good news was when we found out that we could go to church again and meet in St Albans.
Hello, my name's Lily, and the good thing about 2020, I think, that is that we can still go to school.
In lockdown, we've got a new puppy called Scout.
It's England winning their Six Nations. Come on!
It was my birthday. I can read lots of things. Good news this year is that we have got our piano. I think what was good about this year was that they found a cure and they just need to test it out. And also it's very good because then that will stop a very big disease that's around the world, and that's very important that we get rid of it.
So we enjoyed doing craft and building Iron Man suits.
Being able to take long walks outside with friends.
That we built a tree house. Hello, my news for 2020 for church is the bad news. I can't go to Disney World. Isn't that sad? Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
My bad news about 2020 was that my friends, I couldn't see my friends and I really miss them.
Lydia, what was the worst thing about 2020?
Not seeing my granny and granddad because of COVID.
That I didn't get to see my friends as much.
Some bad news was that work was really stressful and I didn't get to see friends and give them hugs.
Bad news. Our holiday to America got cancelled to see our cousins.
Sadly, I missed my grandma's 80th birthday.
What's been bad about this year has been coronavirus.
That we can't have play dates.
Because I've not been able to see my friends for play dates.
And what's been bad news?
Homeschool!
Well, Chris, what did you think? Our viewers have had both bad news and good news. There was some there that was extraordinary.
Yes, Carol, I agree. I don't think we can be sure yet whether 2020 was a year of good news or bad news. But maybe our next guest will help us decide. This man was definitely good news for 2020. At the start of the UK lockdown, he committed to becoming the nation's PE teacher, providing free online workshops for children across the UK and indeed across the globe. Tens of millions of people turned into burpees, star jumps, and kept on moving. To be honest, this guest got many of us through those early days of lockdown. Oh yeah, and here he is. Welcome, George Wixer.
Hey Carol and Chris, thanks for having me on the show.
So George, you have to be one of the best good news stories of 2020.
Well, it was just something I thought I had to do to get myself through the lockdown and to get the nation through the lockdown. I mean, exercise lifts everyone's spirits, as we all know.
George, as you know, we're exploring the news stories of 2020. And we'd love to have a reminder of just what you brought to our nation.
I'd love to. Right then, everyone at home, get off your sofa, let's get moving. Now, before we start, we need to do some stretches. Come on, do it with me. We're going to stretch our legs to start with. Start with the right leg. Oh, I'm feeling a bit tight today. And moving on to the left leg. I hope you're all doing this at home with me. I don't want to be on my own here. And now we're going to stretch out our sides. We're going to lean right over. Oh, I hope you can feel that stretch at home. And onto the other side. Make sure we don't pull a muscle. Oh, and now we're going to reach up as high as we can to touch the sky. And right back down again. Right down to the floor to stretch out the backs of our legs. Brilliant! Hopefully you're all warmed up now. Let's get moving. We're going to start off by just running on the spot for about 20 seconds to get the blood moving around our body. I hope you've all got off your sofas at home because I don't want to be doing this on my own. Let's get that blood pumping. Jogging on the spot, 10 more seconds on that. Come on, guys. Brilliant. Right, the next exercise we're going to go into is called jumping lunges. So I'm going to turn to the side and you're going to jump into a lunge and then swap legs. It goes like this. You go onto your right leg and then onto your left leg. Onto your right leg, then onto your left leg. We got that? Let's get going. 30 seconds on this one. Sure, you're all looking great, guys. Let's get those legs moving. 15 seconds left. Come on, keep going, keep going. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. Brilliant. The next exercise we're going to go into is sit-ups. Hopefully we all know what sit-ups are. They're pretty easy, but they get harder as you go along. You stay on the floor and you go up like this. Right, everyone join in with me at home. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, I'm shattered already. 7. How you doing, Chris and Carol? 8, 9, 10. You keep going with those for 5 seconds. Keep going, guys. Doing a great job. Right then, next exercise. Don't really have a name for it. I think it looks like riding a bike, but sort of the wrong way round. What we're going to do is, we're going to go onto the floor and you're going to pump your legs like you're riding a bike. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chris and Carol, I hope you're leading by example. Everyone at home, I hope you're still with me. Keep going. 15 more seconds on this one. And stop there. Right, last exercise this one. Full effort I want to see at home. It's burpees. Everyone hates burpees, but we're going to get through it. What you do is, you go down to the floor, you kick your legs out, and you jump. You kick your legs out, and you jump. Everyone at home, join in with me, come on. And jump. And jump, remember, it's the last exercise, guys. Only a few seconds left. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. Oh, guys, give yourselves a round of applause. Great effort. Chris and Carol, back to you.
Yes, thank you so much, George.
George, that was really, really extraordinary.
Yes, thank you again, George. Well, we've asked some of our viewers to show their appreciation for you. Oh, I gotta get my style back. Hang on a second. And here are some messages and photos for you to enjoy. Thank you for being such good news in 2020. Have you got your breath back now, Carol? That was quite something, wasn't it? One of the best good news stories of 2020. Live with us. I'm such a big fan.
Just sorry, Chris, sorry. I'm going to have to stop you right there. I'm getting some breaking news. There are reports of some very dramatic events unfolding. Sounds like it could be good news. Yes, we can go live to our reporter in Bethlehem.
Yes, Carol, thank you. I'm here in Bethlehem, the town of David in Judea, where there have been dramatic scenes on this cold and starry night. This little town has been filling up for days with travelers who have been come to be registered, following the command for people to travel to their hometowns to be counted. For weeks, people have been streaming in from across the region. All the hotels and the campsites are full. There's not a spare bed in town. Let's speak to Naomi. She owns a small B&B on the outskirts of Bethlehem. Hi, Naomi, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us what happened here last night? Naomi? Naomi, we can't hear you. You're on mute. Hello?
Oh, sorry about that. I was just saying, it was extraordinary what happened. We were all ready full. We had to turn away at least 20 guests, but I don't know where they went. Everywhere else was full. Honestly, sending everyone to their hometown in the middle of this. Who thought of that? Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, there was this lovely couple turned up. They were exhausted and the woman, she was so pregnant. Looks like she was going to burst. Anyway, I felt so sorry for both of them. I couldn't turn them away. So I said, I've got this stable out the back. It's not very nice. It's full of animals and it smells terrible. There's not even an ensuite or nothing, but you know, it's better than nothing, isn't it? So I sent them in there, didn't even charge them, you know, just being kind, you know. Anyway, later that evening, I was just getting ready for bed, brush my teeth, you know, all cosy, and I hear this knock at the door. And I'm like, who's that? So I go downstairs and it's this bloke, the bloke from the couple, and he's standing at the door and he says, you know, the baby's been born in my stable. And I'm just like, oh goodness, let me find you some blankets. So I went down and got them blankets, you know, my kids' ones. They were nice and clean for him. And then I just realised I didn't have a cot or a cradle or anything for this poor little baby boy. So, you know, I said, it's a bit gross, but the manger and the stable, it's about the right size. I know animals eat out of it, but it's about the right size for a little baby. So they put him in there. So it was a bit of an exciting evening, really. Little baby boy born in my stable. Oh, so exciting.
Naomi, thanks for talking to us. Sounds like you've had a busy night so far. Hope you can get some sleep soon. We're going to speak now to some shepherds here in Bethlehem. Anna, tell us what you've just experienced. Anna? Anna, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry. Well, we were minding our own business, looking after the sheep. We were sat round the fire because it was really cold last night.
Yeah, it was really cold.
Yeah, so we were sat round the fire.
Eating marshmallows. Yeah, mine.
Yeah, so we were sat round the fire and then, well, suddenly, I don't know how to describe it, out of nowhere, these strange people wearing white and shining appeared. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. We were petrified.
So scary.
Thank you, Anna and Florence. We're going to hear now from some of your shepherd colleagues, Georgia and James. What happened next? What did the angel say? Georgia, we can't hear you. You're on mute. You're on mute.
The first thing he said was, "Do not be afraid." Well, that was good. We were actually properly terrified. And then he said, "Good news of great joy." Stop biting. And don't forget what else. It'll be for all the people. Oh yes, I wrote it all down. Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy. That'll be for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Saviour has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord.
Thank you, James and Georgia. Our final interview tonight is with Nicola. What did you do after this amazing experience, Nicola? Nicola, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry, the angel said one more thing, that we would find this baby wrapped in cloth and lying in a manger. So we came to Bethlehem to find him.
Oh, wow. It certainly has been a dramatic evening here in Bethlehem, the town of David. The birth of this boy in a stable of all places, laid in a manger where the animals eat, and then angels. Let me tell you again what they said. According to our eyewitnesses that we've interviewed here tonight, good news or great joy for all the people. All the people. I'm handing over to Cohen now, our next reporter who is outside the stable in Bethlehem. Over to you, Cohen.
Yes, thank you. I'm outside the stable here in Bethlehem. This little baby has really caused a stir here tonight. I'm here with the shepherds, Toby and Jude. Tell us what you saw here tonight, Jude.
It was just like the angel said, inside the stable. It was a bit smelly. But there he was, the baby, in the manger, just like the angel said.
Thank you, Jude and Toby. What did you do next?
What else could we do? We praise God.
So there you have it, just as the angel said, in a manger. But what does it mean? Back to you in the studio. Good news, great joy, all the people.
ordinary scenes there in Bethlehem. In a moment, we'll be going to our special expert for some analysis and reflection to help us answer that question: what does it all mean? But for now, we've got the final instalment in our Christmas creation show. Here's Phil to help us with our final creation of the series.
Thanks, Carol. Yes, welcome everyone to our final craft of the series. Today we'll be making folded paper angels. Here's one I made earlier. Now, viewers at home will need the following equipment and craft supplies in order to make this folded paper angel. 2 sheets of paper, either white or coloured. I'm using blue. A pair of scissors to cut out the circles we're going to make. A good fat pen. Some clear tape. A glue stick. And a bright, colourful pipe cleaner, preferably gold. Now you'll also need 3 objects to draw around. Help me draw circles. First one is a small plate. Second one, a bit smaller. I'm using a bowl. And the third one, even smaller. I suggest a small jar. I'm using nutmeg because it's Christmas. Okay, so if you've got all of that, let's begin. So the first thing we do is take one of our pieces of paper and we're going to draw a big circle in the middle. So let's use our small plate and our fat pen and draw a nice big circle in the middle of the paper. There we go. There's our first circle. Let's put that to one side. Now we take our second piece of paper and we're going to draw 2 smaller circles. Now I'm going to use the bowl to draw my second circle. And once I've done that, I'm going to take my jar of Christmas nutmeg and draw an even smaller circle. If you need help doing this, don't be afraid to ask your adult. There we go. So now I've got 3 circles on my 2 pieces of paper. So what do you think happens next? Well, you're right. We cut out all circles. So, I'll do this very quickly. If you need help cutting out, again, don't be afraid to ask your adult. I'm sure they'll be delighted to help. Okay, cut out the first one. Now, I've actually prepared some earlier. So here are my other 2 circles. Right, 3 circles. How are we going to make an angel out of 3 circles? Well, let's find our pen again. And with the 2 bigger circles, very roughly, put a dot where you think the middle is. That's going to be our marker to help fold these into ice cream shapes. So, take the big circle, lift the edge, and fold it until the edge touches the dot you just made. And now fold. Now you're going to repeat that on the other side to make an ice cream shape. So there we go. One big ice cream. Now let's do the same with a slightly smaller circle. We lift the edge to the dot and fold. And now we're going to lift the other edge and make an ice cream. And that's it. You should now have a small circle and 2 ice creams. Now don't worry if this is taking you longer than it took me. You can always come back to this video later. But by now you should have 1 small circle and 2 ice creams. The next step is to glue them all together and decorate them. So with our 2 ice creams, oh, I really want some ice cream right now. So with our 2 ice creams and our small circle, we're going to start assembling our paper angel. So in comes the glue stick. So the first thing to do is take the big ice cream and glue down each of the folds you've made. There's the first one, glued down. And here's the second one, glued down. Now we do exactly the same thing with the small ice cream. Bit of glue, fold it down, bit of glue, and fold it down. So now I've got 2 glued ice creams. Now with the big one, we take it and we turn it upside down. And now we flip it on its back. And we're going to glue the smaller ice cream onto the back of the big ice cream. So let's put a bit more glue on the back of the big ice cream. And with the smaller ice cream, again we go folds down right at the top and glue it together. Now we turn it back, we've almost finished our angel. Last bit is to give him a face. So a bit more glue at the top and stick on the face. But it's not much of a face. We need to give him a smile and a couple of eyes. There we go. But we're still missing something. Now, what was it? Oh yes, pipe cleaner. What are we going to do with the pipe cleaner? Well, let's try and make a small halo for our angel. So how do you make a halo for an angel? Right. We're going to wrap the pipe cleaner around 2 fingers. We're going to make a bit of a circle. It's a bit rough. So we'll take one end of the pipe cleaner and twist it around the circle to hold it all together. And bend it flat. And we've got a small halo for our angel. We need to stick it onto his back. So sorry angel, turn your face down. We take the halo and we bring in the sellotape. And on the back of the angel we sellotape on the pipe cleaner halo. And we turn him over, straighten him all out, and we've made a folded paper angel. But you don't have to stop there. You can decorate them however you want. Glitter, paint, whatever. Here's the one we just made. You could also try different coloured paper. Or if you're like me, you can make them a bit bigger. And that's how we make a folded paper angel. Back to Carol in the studio.
Thanks so much, Phil. That was extraordinary. I'm going to put mine on my Christmas tree. Now, here on our programme today, we've been hearing about some extraordinary bad news of earthquakes, riots, and disease, and some good news about wind turbines and birds. But is there any more extraordinary good news to be heard in 2020? A few moments ago, our reporter in Bethlehem was telling us about some extraordinary events going on in there. A baby has been born in a stable. Extraordinary. Angels have spoken to shepherds. Extraordinary. But told them that it was good news. Extraordinary. Earlier, our reporter Chris was asking the question we'd all like to know the answer to. What does it all mean? Here to help us answer that question is our current affairs editor, Chris Mass. Chris, welcome to the programme.
Thank you, Carol. Well, only a few days ago, I was sitting in this very chair, bringing our viewers breaking news of great joy for all people.
When you discovered how good mince pies and Marmite go together?
What? No, when I exclusively revealed the discovery of a vaccine for COVID.
Oh, yes, that.
And this unfolding news from Bethlehem, well, it's clear to me that the birth of this baby bears striking similarities to the vaccine announcement.
Okay, help me here, Chris. How exactly is the discovery of a vaccine like this news of that what's coming out of Bethlehem this afternoon?
Well, Carol, just a few weeks ago, we were all going about our business, weren't we? I was busy eating a mince pie with Marmite on it when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there were strange people dressed in white on our screens announcing good news.
You mean scientists?
Exactly. Strange people dressed in white. Now think about it, Carol. Think about it. What did the shepherds out in the fields near Bethlehem see? The shepherds saw strange people in white announcing good news.
You mean angels, God's messengers?
Exactly. Angels. Strange people dressed in white. And just like the scientists, these angels, well, according to my sources, they said, don't worry, everyone. We've got good news that is going to make everything okay.
The scientists and the angels, they both brought good news.
They both brought good news. The scientists tell us they found a vaccine for COVID. Once we take the vaccine, we won't need to be scared about catching it anymore. It will mean an end to social distancing.
I can't wait, Chris. I'll be able to play Twister with my granny again. How extraordinary.
Yes. What I meant, Carol, was no more washing our hands all the time. Being able to see the people we love.
Oh, Chris, I can't wait. Oh, well, we've just had a tweet from regular viewer Russell Sprout, who asks, I see why finding a vaccine is good news, but why is it good news that a baby called Jesus was born?
Great question, Russell. Great question. Well, our journalists on the ground are reporting that this baby, we hear he's called Jesus, has been sent by God.
God?
God. And what's more, latest reports are indicating that the angels have been calling him a savior.
A savior?
Carol, you've got to stop copying me.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Still, Russell Sprout asked a good question. Why is the birth of this baby such good news?
The scientists in white are telling us that the vaccine means an end to social distancing.
Which is extraordinary.
Which is extraordinary. And the angels in white are telling us that this baby has come to, now let me just check my notes here. This baby has come to end social distancing with God himself.
An end to social distancing with God? But that can't be right. We can't be friends with God. God is so good. And we're so...
Bad?
Exactly. Oh, another tweet from @RussellSprout. An end to social distancing with God? Chris Miss has eaten one too many mince pies with Marmite. #bonkers.
Yes, I agree. These reports sound too good to be true. But all our journalists in Bethlehem, well, they're all independently confirming that this is what the angels meant. And there's more.
More?
More. The scientists in white, they told us the vaccine's good news for everyone, young and old, tall and small, black and white. If you have a pulse, Carol, the vaccine is good news for you. Well, news coming out of Bethlehem tonight from the angels. If you have a pulse, the birth of the baby is good news for you.
I have a pulse, Chris. Extraordinary. For viewers just joining us, breaking news. If you have a pulse, then the birth of a baby in Bethlehem is good news for you. Thank you to our current affairs editor, Chris Miss. There you have it, folks. We came here this afternoon to answer a very important question. Has 2020 been a year of good news or bad? The answer is clear. After a hard year, it's good news about a vaccine and even better news about a baby. Well, viewers, we're almost out of time. But to play us out, we've got an extraordinary treat in store. Our viewers in Bristol have recorded a song for us. Who knows? It might be the most played song this Christmas. They're going to sing for us, but before we go, thank you for listening. I've been Carol Singer, and it's been Extraordinary.
And I've been Chris P. Baker. And this was the good news that 2020 was a year of good news. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him move. And heaven nature sing, and heaven nature sing, and heaven nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let all their songs implore. Lord, fields and floods, God's hills and plains, with the sounding joy, with the sounding joy, with each repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
one of the best.
J-E-S-U-S, the one for you and me.
Carol, thank you. I am here in Bethlehem.
He will always be.
It's hard. It's just I look. I don't know what to do. Should we try on my phone? No, my phone is taped to my back. Yes, Carol, thank you. I'm here in Bethlehem, the town of David in Judea, where there have been dramatic scenes on this cold and starry night. Okay, I have an idea. Maybe for some reason. Do you think that my screen being so bright is messing with it? I'm here in Bethlehem, the town of David in Judea, where there have been dramatic scenes in this dark and starry night. So there is some footage in case I cannot get through this of me just mouthing. Naomi, thanks for... Oh, now it's going out again. Bear with.
He will always welcome us and show how much he loves us. Yes, J-E-S-U-S, he's the one for me. J-E-S-U-S, the one for you and me. J-E-S-U-S, he will always be. J-E-S-U-S, the one for you and me. He gave time to everyone who wanted his forgiveness. We will share this with our friends and show how much he loves us. Come on now. J-E-S-U-S, he's the one for me. J-E-S-U-S, the one for you and me. J-E-S-U-S, he will always be. J-E-S-U-S, the one for you and me.